Hey, what's up, family? It's your boy Rose from the BUFFnROSE podcast. I'm here with my boy
Buff.
in the house.
In the house.
That's right. You can reach us on Instagram. Actually, you can reach me on Instagram at that dude Rose. And Buff, where can they reach you at?
RobBeats_LTP.
Okay, that's where we at. But first off, just want to put out there to everyone, as you know, yesterday, at least as of this recording, yesterday Kobe Bryant passed away. Him and his daughter passed away in a helicopter crash. So we just want to say, condolences to the family, and as well as, to everyone out there, all the fans. I mean, I could tell when the news was getting out, there were a lot of shocked people, and people were taking it real hard. Yeah.
People still shocked about it.
Yeah, dude. I know when I was talking to people at work, they were taking it pretty hard and stuff. And, he was just such a class act, regardless of whatever else. He was human, and I think people felt that. Yeah. And, he'll be missed.
Yeah, him and his daughter.
Yeah, definitely. And she was
a
up-and-coming basketball player.
Yeah,
man. I was watching a video of her, and she was hitting three-pointers and some more stuff. So. Definitely feel for the family and praying for them. Yeah, definitely. But other than that, moving on. How you been, my friend? How's things going?
I've been doing real good. I've been focusing on my music. I told you before that's like my therapy. Just focusing, just putting it out there. So hey, you want to check me out? Go on my Instagram. We said earlier, RobBeats_LTP. My little commercial for y'all.
That's right. And for those that don't know, Buff, if you've heard any music on our podcast, Buff is the person that does all of the music and production on that. So really great job. I mean, I've gotten some real positive feedbacks on the music and stuff. So good stuff.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
No doubt. My therapy's eating out.
I think that may be my therapy too.
I like to, get out and get in some real restaurants. Right now, just because the close proximity to my house, Founded Farmers is where I like to go. But that's a story for another day.
Oh, man.
But other than that, man, recently went out to the movies.
What you see, dude?
Man, I checked out Bad Boys for Life.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, man. I actually went to the movies to go see it,
Doughboys for life.
What I will say, dude, it was pretty good.
Right.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, man.
Was it like a predictable action movie? Like you knew exactly what was gonna happen?
I'll say there were moments that I knew what was gonna happen. I mean that's true, but they wrote it really well, and I think that when you look at the previous Bad Boy movies, and even though it took so long, you can see the growth in the characters and how the 20 years have passed for them and them coming back together.
Was it better than the other one?
I can't say that it was better, but I'll say it's just as good.
Just as good.
It definitely recaptured the magic of it. You know how like when people, when The Force Awakens came out and everybody was like, oh, well, it was great because it was basically just like A New Hope, just like the first Star Wars movie. It was basically just a rehashing, just with new characters. This one's kind of similar, but one of the things
Michael Bay did it, right?
Yeah, Michael Bay came back and did it. But one of the things I'll tell you that I think that they're doing with it, I think they're going to be doing like a almost Fast and the Furious type of thing with it.
Oh, my God.
Like,
everything's Fast and the Furious.
I think they're going to really try to create like this franchise around it or whatever. But
really? Like in the same universe type of thing?
I think so, man. There's some things I can't give the story away. I ain't going to spoil too much from it. But, what I will say is stay tuned, like, after the credits start rolling, because they got a scene that comes up kind of setting up some other stuff.
Sound like they're still in plays out of Marvel's book right now.
Well, everybody's stealing plays out of Marvel's book. But, when you think about it, well, was Marvel doing that first or was Fast and the Furious doing that? Because
I guess Fast and the Furious.
yeah, because if you think about it, when they did Fast and the Furious 3,
the Tokyo
Drift, right at the
Yeah,
end, that's when Vin is there in the end with Lucas.
Was it after the credits?
Yeah,
Okay,
with Lucas Black, and they were about to race.
That was the lamest one, too.
Yeah, well, it was, but
That
it actually became one of the most important movies because they took it out of the timeline and, kind of time warped it.
Was that Bow Wow in that?
Yeah, Bow Wow was in that. It was, yeah.
I got too much material for that one.
Shad Moss. Yeah,
Too much material for that one.
I tell you, man, at least he ain't faking being on airplanes anymore. I mean, he was able to flip it and make it a little joke out of it. But the Bow Wow challenge.
Yeah, he's a joke.
No doubt. Yeah. Speaking of challenges, you checked out this Dolly Parton challenge recently?
My gosh, dude. I swear, these challenges are getting lamer and lamer every single time. For a hot minute, I didn't know what the hell was going on until my wife told me, and then she showed it to me. And I was like,
man,
it was funny at first, but then it just got
It's
really
like everybody started doing it. So I guess to break it down, it's like you post like 4 pictures of yourself from your social media. So you do your LinkedIn, which is your business casual. You got your Facebook, which is like, hey, look at me.
I'm
then you
got family. I'm with the guy.
Then you got Instagram, which you ball it out of control, faking the funk. And then last one you got Tinder,
where trying to look all sexy, showing the nipple rings,
where it's the thirst trap picture and stuff. But one of the ones that I saw that was really dope. I ain't even gonna lie, Janet Jackson. Oh man,
that well's dried up, dog.
Oh, stop.
That well's dried up.
Oh well,
it dried up after that Super Bowl. It got dry real quick.
Well, if she needs a little moisture, I can help her out.
Yeah, man. You're wilding out, dude.
Nah, Janet, I mean, that will always be number one for me. But, getting back to Bad Boys for Life, a couple of weeks, they've been doing the whole circuit, doing interviews, promoting the movie or whatever. And so I saw them on the Breakfast Club. Okay. And, it's kind of funny because...
Both of them or just...
Nah, it was both Martin and Will, and they were interviewing them. And, Will Smith, it's kind of funny. I mean, I know a lot of people, they got iffy feelings about him sometimes.
I don't like
he's
him.
A little cheesy. Yeah.
I don't like him.
No doubt, I feel you.
I think he's lame.
I mean, but the dude really has some profound thoughts. One of the conversations or topics that they were talking about was, this whole persona of Will Smith. He's like, I created this persona of Will Smith.
Yeah, he jacked them kids up, though.
Well, he said, Will Smith basically, I created this persona that made me a lot of money, made me very successful. And people expect that to be me all the time. But that's not even me. And, it kind of made me kind of self-reflect because, we all, I think, create these personas that we put out into the world.
The ego.
Yeah, that alter ego, right,
that we sell to everybody else.
Yeah, because, when I think about it,
I think we even sell to our own selves.
Indeed.
Like, am I this person?
Indeed. Like, what's real? Like, when I look at myself and I look at Rose versus Roosevelt, right? Like, a lot of people think I'm always like the extrovert, party all the time, hang out, dating all the time type of dude. Whereas, Roosevelt just wants to chill at the house, watch some Netflix, not answer the phone, no texting, just chilling sometimes. So
me, I think I'm just too raw. I think that's just the real me, to be honest. So no one can be the real
but that's buff. That's what we expect the buff.
I speak.
What about Robert?
I speak before it. That's my job interview name. That's my interview name.
What about Robert Malcolm?
Man. That's at work.
I got you.
Dude. That's my resume.
But but it's like, I wonder, like, I guess we're all meeting each other's representatives out here in the real world, you know. And people can switch it up real quick.
Yeah.
But eventually they always, oh my gosh.
With that dating, You don't know who
Oh man,
who are you actually on a date with? Are you with the real person
dude,
or the persona, the ego?
well,
Who is this person?
I'm always assuming that when I'm on a date, I'm meeting their representative.
Yeah.
Because people always, I mean, it's assumed that you're gonna put out that best foot forward.
Yeah.
You're gonna put the best version of you out to give this person the opportunity to pick you, right?
Yeah. It's a psychological game of
But
chess.
I'll be honest, I try to be myself as much as possible when I'm meeting someone, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever, because at the end of the day, I don't want to have to live up to something that ain't real.
You know why you doing that now? You're 40 years old now. You don't have time.
I'm in my 40s.
Yeah, you're in your 40s now. You don't have time to be fake for anybody now. It's like, love me or leave me alone attitude.
Yo, that is so real. And I've talked about it before. I be ready to cut off people off the littlest thing because who got time for that?
They got time.
Who got time for that? I mean, between work life, family life, and then what little social life you have, between friends, and then you're married, but friends, people you date, whatever. I mean, who wants drama? I'll tell you. But speaking of drama, and we kind of talking about just started talking about dating and stuff. What were some red flags when you were in the game that you kind of ran into that kind of turns you off from a prospective chick?
Someone who wants to just being negative about things.
Negativity, yes.
I'm
woe is me.
If people really know me, I can't stand someone who wants to complain. It feel like you zapping
Debbie
out my
Downer.
energy. Yeah, you zapping out my energy. And I actually was telling Rose, which I probably could share the story with you. This one girl that was working at my mother's job.
So this is back in New York.
That was back. Yeah, this is when I was still living in New York
All
at the
right,
time. And I met her at my mom's job, and I asked her out if she want to go to the movies. A little basic date.
Little movie action. What movie y'all go see?
We'll go see Spider-Man.
Okay,
all right.
Wait, Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield?
Tobey Maguire, the original.
Okay, got you, the best one.
Yeah, the best one when they did it right the first time. Exactly. So from the moment I picked her up, I mean, she complained about my car.
What?
She complained about how I drove.
Really?
She complained about where I parked at the movie theaters.
Wow.
Like just
was she a big girl?
Nah.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Because she might have got a little tired walking to the.
I mean, she probably big now. I heard she had like 6 kids, but I was already heated.
Right.
Like she kind of like almost demanded that she wanted like popcorn and drinks and stuff. I mean, when I used to date,
she was hungry.
Yeah. That's a whole nother topic right there. So I got this stuff for her. So we went inside the movie theaters, and I really wanted to see the movie.
Right.
Really
I hear. I know what's coming now.
And she just started complaining about the movie,
complaining
about. I mean, she didn't pay for it. Complain about the actor, complain about the music. Complain about the soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
I never heard anyone complain about the soundtrack of a movie before. Really. And it was gotten to the point where I couldn't enjoy the movie. I couldn't hear what the actors were saying.
Right.
So I said to her, you know what? Could you hold on for 1 second? I got to use the restroom right quick. Right?
Okay.
And that right quick became me not ever returning.
That became the rest of your life.
Yeah, I basically left it at the movie. I left at the movie.
Dude,
theaters.
You left at the movies?
Yeah, dude. I hopped back in the car.
Oh my gosh.
Called up a couple of my buddies and met at the bar.
Stop.
And talked about it. Turned my phone off when I met at the bar. Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Did you ever see her again?
Nah, I ain't see her.
Oh man. No, that's like the date from hell.
Yeah, she left crazy voice messages on my phone.
I tell you, man. I mean that is hard. Like complaining. That's something that I'd have to put as a red flag too. I'll tell you one of the red flags that I am like totally against is just being inconsiderate. Inconsiderate is almost to me like a form of disrespect.
It is disrespect.
Right, exactly. Period. Like, I remember I went out with this one person. She and I, I had liked her for a while, and we had finally, gotten our schedules together to go out. So we go, I pick her up. I'm happy. She's looking good. We get in the car. We're driving. So we get to the restaurant. It's a nice restaurant.
McDonald's?
Yeah, I was like Big Mac with extra cheese.
The Irish restaurant.
I don't know. But either way,
Yeah.
got to this nice restaurant, nice seafood restaurant. We're out sitting outside, and we go to order.
Yeah.
So I let her order first, and she went and ordered 2 entrees. And I was like, the waiter was looking at me like, oh, did you want one or the other?
Nah, she wants
and
both.
She was like, no, I want both.
Let me ask you. Was she a big girl, Rose? Was she a big girl?
She
sounded like she was a big girl.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Ain't nothing wrong with a big girl, though.
Let me tell you. I got love for some big women, so I ain't got no problem with big women. But
keep you warm in the winter.
She was a small, little, petite thing, right?
Wow.
And I was just kind of looking at her, and I mean, this was a nice restaurant, so the entrees were like about $49 a piece.
Oh, wow.
And she got the most of it. So by herself, she was like at $100.
Yeah.
And still, ordered a drink, then ordered another one. And, not that I be counting, ducats when I'm out, but I mean, let's be reasonable. If I'm taking someone out and everything, I mean, yeah, order what you want. But, to me, 2 entrees is just kind of like a slap in my face.
But you're the man. You got to pay for everything, dog.
Yo, bro.
You got to.
Let me tell you something. I don't mind paying.
It's in your man resume.
But
resume.
To some...
It's in your man resume.
Man, really?
You have to
Let me
open up
tell
the
you
door.
something.
You got to pull the chair out.
Look, hold up.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm all for being a gentleman.
You got to throw flowers in her face.
I was raised to be a gentleman, so I have no problem about opening doors and stuff like that. But don't take my kindness for weakness. And I had to really let her know that.
Oh, Rose, you wasn't being a man, dude.
Oh man, let me tell you.
You wasn't being a real man.
The fact that I was being honest, and I had to let her know after the fact that we won't be going out on another date. And why?
You said it that was real nice, dude.
Yo, I mean, I'm always gonna be nice,
you're
but
nice guy.
I try.
See, I like being the villain. So much easier and refreshing for me.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, man. But another thing that I would look at, as far as red flags with people, is people that be lying for no reason.
Just be
making up shit.
I live in the land of make believe.
Like I hate when people be name dropping people and letting me know who they know and all like that, and then it'd be like, okay, well, do you really know this person?
That happened?
Oh, dude, let me tell you. I went out on a date with a person, and I don't know. I think she thinks she Mariah Carey. I mean, she be name dropping every which direction.
I mean, Mariah Carey is kind of crazy, so so she might fit the bill.
Hey, well, I don't know, but either way, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna take a break so you guys can hear from our sponsor.
All right.
We'll be back in a minute.
Yo, we back.
Yeah, dude, we're back.
What's up?
Not much, man. So, yo, you was just showing me something on your phone not too long ago.
Oh yeah, about that newscaster. What was that? MSBC.
MSNBC.
Yeah,
I think.
that crap. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That
Unfortunately, I mean, with everything that's going on with Kobe Bryant's passing, unfortunately, the professionals over at MSNBC
Yeah.
reporting the news felt a little froggy today.
Yeah, Alice Morris is her name.
Oh man.
And she was talking about Kobe Bryant, about him playing for the LA Lakers, but instead of saying Lakers, she said niggers.
Oh wow.
And she claimed that she said it by accident. Do you guys believe she said it by accident? Really?
I mean, what was in her mind?
Come on. You don't hear like black people saying like, "Hey, blasey blah on the Washington Clippers crackers," or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or we don't do shit like that.
Yo, dude, I don't know what she was thinking. I mean, considering that this is a national, it's a national network. Not even national. It's all across the world.
She better get a doctor's note saying she got Tourette's syndrome or something.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I'm just saying, like, who makes a mistake like that? That makes no sense. You're a professional at the highest level of newscasting, and you make a mistake saying something like that in such a tragic time. I mean, it's just so freaking crazy.
Yeah, if y'all didn't hear about it, look it up.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and a couple others. 50 Cent called her out too, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. A lot of people are chiming in on this.
Son, 50's been calling out everybody.
Yo, but he's always been that way, bro. The king of beef.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, he's going in the right places with this beef.
Well,
man.
He's the one that popped off at Oprah. He's the one that,
oh my God,
popped off
Oprah,
at her about, just coming after, the Me Too black men.
Yo.
What about the white men that she was all friendly with and everything like that she, like Weinstein
like
and
Mr.
all those other...
Yeah. Thank you, Weinstein. I seen the pictures, broad.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't even talk about him.
Yeah, but I mean, Oprah is like that. But she finally backed out of doing the Russell Simmons piece.
Yeah.
Even though she says she still believes
she said
the
there
women.
was an inconsistency with the story that the woman was saying. I mean, like, hey, something like that gets thrown out of court, but I still believe them.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're not believing in you, Oprah, right now. I don't know. I mean.
Not at all.
I know my partner here, he goes in on her a little bit, but I mean, I think it's deserving, especially after her coming up with this video, this documentary on Russell Simmons. And then even then, knowing that there's inconsistencies to the story, was still willing to do it. But then after backing out, still saying that she believes the stories.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I mean... At the end of the day, no one's saying that a documentary shouldn't be done on Russell Simmons. All we're saying is, if you're going to do a documentary, do it on all the celebrity men that has been involved in all of this. Don't just focus on the African-American ones, So that's what we're saying. I mean, right now, I saw Harvey Weinstein. He's in court now going through that stuff. Mm-hmm. All invalid and got a walker now and everything.
Wouldn't it be crazy if he gets off?
I mean, he's paid, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Get off, right?
And
no one talks about him.
Not at all. I mean, speaking of people that didn't get off, I mean, Bill Cosby has come up in the news in the last week or so. Essentially... he's been trying to get out of prison, and part of what he's been doing is they've been going back and interviewing people. So one of the folks that they've interviewed is one of his accusers, Janice Dickinson. She was like a big supermodel back in the day. In fact, she bills herself as the world's first big supermodel. She used to be on the show with Tyra back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. She was the one with all the plastic surgery on her face and stuff like that, right? But either way, she was one of the main accusers, saying that Bill, drugged her up and then raped her and all that other stuff. And she accused him of it, and he denied it and everything like that. But in court, they asked her, because she wrote a book a few years ago. Yeah. And in the book, she talks about that incident. And she says, he tried to have sex with her. She said no, and she left. So they're asking her. They asked her, well, why would you write that in your book? She's like, well, it was a money grab. I was just trying to make money, so I lied to make money. So of course they asked her, well, do you normally lie to make money? So yeah, man. I mean,
BS.
look, man. I ain't trying to say Bill Cosby's innocent.
Nah, not
But
at all,
you know,
still.
but when you got inconsistencies in some stories,
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
it kind of makes you wonder. I mean, you know, you hear all these people talk about, you know, Bill Cosby and you know, why he's in the predicament that he's in. That is something more than, you know, just what he's accused of. Like, you know, he was about to buy NBC. You know, so a lot of people was like, oh, you know, the conspiracy. Oh, black man about to buy NBC. They weren't gonna let that happen. So I don't know, man. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you know, going from there, I'm thinking about, you know, moving
To where?
sometime soon. I don't know, man. You know, sometime in the next year or so, I think I would really love to check out a different city that I've never lived in before. I was actually having a conversation about some places that I wouldn't mind moving to. I mean, I know where I don't want to move to.
Where you don't want to move to? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Well, you know, as of last, Baltimore.
Tearing it up in Baltimore.
Hey, man, I love Baltimore, but no,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to live in Baltimore.
All right.
You know, I mean, I love New York, but I don't think that I could
I
ever.
love New York, but New York doesn't love me.
Yeah, you know, the weather and all like that. I
Yeah,
don't think I could go back there. You know, I actually love Chicago, but don't think I could deal with their winters, man.
Oh, yeah, cold as hell.
Yeah, their winters are real crazy. Beautiful city though.
But you can get a subway at 2 o'clock in the morning out there.
Oh, true, true indeed. But you know, some cities that I really like. I mean, the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. I really
Yeah, I was
like.
talking about
Yo,
going there.
dude, I really like Charlotte. It's clean. You know, you got the little downtown or uptown city life.
Yeah.
With skyscrapers and stuff like that. But then if you want to live out in the suburbs, you can go get you a nice little house out there, and cost of living is a little bit cheaper. Though I hear that it is getting higher and higher every day.
Yeah, you better jump on it now.
But yeah, man, I think Charlotte, and then you know, there's a lot of young, successful black people in Charlotte.
But then you said you wanted to go to Africa?
Hey,
You
man.
gave up on the Africa?
Hey, man, I ain't give up on the Africa trip, but you know, like I said, I'm willing to go on a
Charlotte's
trip.
different. That's a big difference from going to Africa.
I mean, I said I want to visit Africa, but
Alright.
you know, but I know your cousin Tori Bless would have moved there. I'm not quite there yet, but we'll see. But you know, I'm a little torn between. I like Miami,
Yeah.
but I think Miami's a money pit. I
Yeah,
think
it's
you
expensive.
know, way too expensive.
I mean, you single though, and that's paradise for a single man.
Well, you know, but that's anywhere. You know,
Yeah,
you know what I really like?
Oh, I would say anywhere, dude.
Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Houston, Texas is dope, man.
Cost of living out there is real cheap.
Oh man, real cheap. You can buy a big house. You got a nice little city, nice little nightlife. Lots of beautiful women.
Let's talk about something else. This is getting lame for me.
Oh,
I want some controversy.
oh, really? Okay,
Let's
well,
talk smack about
all
something.
right. Well, what you got?
I don't know. Let's talk about. I think you got a little bitch in you.
Okay. I ain't got no bitch in me, but I got you. That's our segment. I think I got a little bitch in you. Okay,
Yeah,
so
man.
as you know, last week or last time we chose Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
So who's your candidate for this week?
Today, we're going back to Steve Harvey.
Oh wow! What did you call him last time? You said he was a milk dud.
Like milk dud, potato head,
Oh,
mustache
man.
having bastard. I would love to punch his mustache.
Oh
off, man.
my gosh, this mustache got a life of its
yeah,
own.
Yeah, dude.
So what did he do now?
This dude's been stealing jokes from my man, Mark Curry. He's stealing his material. And this video up on YouTube right now showing him stealing his jokes.
It was about the something about he was wearing a trash bag. Right?
Well, back in the days, Mark Curry had a joke about like them being so poor, you know, his mother dressed him up in cardboard boxes.
Right,
and
right,
his
right.
brother or whatever was saying like, well, who are we supposed to be? I guess we're supposed to be the UPS guy.
Oh,
right,
right.
This is stand up he's doing. It's hilarious.
Right.
And then years later, Steve Harvey's on his show talking about how poor he was and stuff.
Right,
and
right.
that his mom had to dress him up in a box.
Right.
You know, and he said, "Oh, I should just tell people I worked for UPS." You know, that's one of it was some other ones too that he had stolen, and Steve Harvey's like really pissed about the whole situation. Hey, dude, if you think you're not stealing his jokes, maybe you should get a different writer, because maybe you're not writing your own jokes, brother.
Yeah,
You know?
and I saw that video. I guess TMZ had confronted Steve on it.
Oh, he's pissed.
Yeah, Steve
pissed.
was like, "Yo, I don't know where Mark
pissed.
Curry's getting this
You know, but
stuff from."
But the thing about it, like, Steve Harvey's a very wealthy man now, and
Very.
very wealthy, and he's really out there so much. I remember him back when he used to be hosting the
Showtime at Apollo.
At
Yeah.
Apollo. He was like the rip off of Richard Pryor looking bastard. I didn't even know the hell he was. Well, anyway, now he's really famous now. He's wealthy and stuff. So this dude get this emotional about Mark Curry. Mark Curry hasn't done anything for a while. He does stand up here and there, but he's
But the thing
not
about it,
not as relevant as he was back in the day.
think about it. Jokes have been recycled and reused by comedians.
True,
all
but
the
this
time.
dude was saying this is like a true life story on the show.
Right. I got you.
He took dude's joke and turned into like, this is my story. Be sad for me.
But I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, how many stories, even as black people, right? You tell a story about something that happened when you was a kid, and someone else could say, hey, so I went through almost that same thing.
Yeah.
Like I could talk about Saturday afternoons when I used to watch Kung Fu flicks and stuff like that. And I mean, I could probably pick 10 other friends that did the exact same thing.
The similarity is uncanny.
True indeed. But but Steve Harvey, I guess you've been nominated as tribute for you got a little bitch in you.
Yeah, he do.
And
he's a know-it-all. Know-it-all bastard.
Well, Buff has spoken, y'all.
Yeah, I've spoken.
Buff has spoken. But I also saw Dame Dash was in a recent interview.
Jesus, what's he doing? He's still relevant?
Yo, damn, dude, that was mean. But Dame Dash.
Yo, is it still The Rock? I mean,
The Rock.
He's still throwing up the Rock sign.
I'll tell you, he came back. He was on the Breakfast Club. So a couple of months ago, he was on the Breakfast Club, getting that envy in them, talking about, you're not a boss. You work for someone else. You get a paycheck. I'm a boss.
I hear more about his cousin than him.
Oh man, but he was talking some stuff about how he's been going through, some court cases and people always trying to steal money from him and everything like that. I actually saw a video where he was confronting one of his employees. And she basically went out, and he asked her to pick up certain items.
Oh, he tries to come off like a tough guy all the time.
She went out and bought like almost $5,000 worth of stuff. She bought her a new iPhone, a laptop. So he basically accused her of stealing. And she was like, no, I just bought this because this was stuff I needed. I thought it was okay. So he was confronting her on it. And I would say, Dame Dash, he definitely has that overbearing personality.
Oh, yeah, he tried to be a tough guy.
Yeah, but I mean...
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, but I think, from being from New York...
Oh, my gosh.
We can be a little abrasive,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, and I mean, he is what he is.
I'm going to give you a quote. Everyone's a gangster till they get punched in the mouth. Quote. Mike Tyson quote.
All right.
Everybody think they're a gangster till they get punched in the mouth.
Well, true indeed. But one thing I will say...
I guess he hasn't got punched in the mouth yet.
Well, one thing I'll say that they asked him that, was kind of showing some growth. They was asking him, did he have any regrets? And he was like, nah, I didn't have any. He's like, if any regrets I had... He was talking about, how he used to disrespect women back in the day.
Yeah.
Like pouring champagne on them and stuff like that in the videos. You remember the videos.
I'm pretty sure he regrets having better contracts with Jay-Z.
Well, I mean, don't think it was necessarily a contract disagreement they had. I mean, I think mainly, when he was feeling like it was happening, I think he just kind of let it happen.
Yeah.
But either way, it is what it is. But Dame Dash, I mean, I've always liked him in the sense that he was a success.
Yeah.
He was a guy that came from nothing.
Yeah,
and
made something out of himself. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Hustle.
him, Jay, Biggs, when they created Rockefeller and all like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was some big time stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they created Rockefeller, put it out on their own, and the deal that they signed with Def Jam, they were still their own bosses.
Yeah, like them or not, they still legends.
Right. In business.
In business, or whatever,
and even though he may be going through some hard times now, he just he's trying to recreate some stuff. He just started up a new network or channel, streaming channel or whatever. I think it's called DTV24.
What's it about? Spraying bottles on women?
Nah, dude. I think he got a little bit of everything. I think he does a podcast on there himself.
Yeah.
I think he has some other programming that he's got some other people on there talking. So, I'm gonna check it out, man. I'm gonna see what's up. I think there's an app for it, so I think you can download the app and pull it up. So,
is it worth my time?
I can't tell you that, bro. But there's never a dull moment with Dame Dash. So, I would say check it out and stuff like that. But, speaking of Dame Dash, I'm wondering as far as musically, what's going on out here? I know the Grammys was just this weekend.
Is it me or I didn't know
half the artists?
I didn't know anybody else. I'm like, who are these people?
I'll tell you now, man. Most of the hip hop artists, I couldn't even tell you who they were.
I was waiting for Ringling Brothers and Barnum Blaze Circus start singing that clowns coming out.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Who are these clowns?
I know R&B wise, Lizzo won a couple of awards or whatever, so she did her thing. But other than that, man, I haven't really been into like the music award shows or whatever. I mean, ultimately, I listen to a lot of old school stuff.
Yeah.
Driving over here.
Pandora.
I mean, I was listening. I'm Apple Music, but I was definitely listening to some whatever, bro. I was definitely listening to like Nas. I listen to Nas. I listen to Jay.
Yeah.
Dipset.
Oh yeah.
Jim Jones.
I was watching something on him the other day.
Yeah, definitely. So. Musically, that's what I do. But a lot of these new artists, I mean, there's no one that really the newest.
You can't relate to them.
The newest artist that I listen to, maybe Anderson .Paak, Kendrick Lamar. But other than that,
you said Anderson .Paak. I don't even know who that is, dude.
He's from Compton. Really talented brother, man. Really talented brother. I have to introduce you to some of his music.
Yeah.
But either way, we are now at the end of another episode of the BUFFnROSE podcast.
Peace out.
So, folks, we appreciate you guys listening. This is episode 5. Be on the lookout for episode 6. But once again, you can reach me at That Dude Rose on Instagram, and you can reach my boy at
RobBeats_LTP.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.